Dwyane Wade and Patrick Beverley have been beefing for the last month, so today we're making D-Wade and Pat Bev rivals, with the first player to 2 championships being crowned the better player. I put both of them in the 2026 NBA draft, and to make things fair, I gave Patrick Beverley the same potential as Dwyane Wade, and I have no idea where either of them are going to go, so we're just going to sit in the draft until they both get picked. AJ Dybonsa gets selected with the first overall pick, then with pick number 2, the Bulls take Dwyane Wade. That's weird because he played for them in real life. Cameron Boozer goes number 3, number 4 is probably going to be Darren Peterson, it is, and Pat Bev probably won't go in the top 5. We're going to be waiting here for a while. So Patrick Beverley's officially going to fall out of the lottery, but with pick number 15, the Warriors are going to select him. So Dwyane Wade goes second. He starts at an 80 overall. Meanwhile, Patrick Beverley's starting at a 71 overall. First thing I'm doing is snatching Josh Giddey's number, because Dwyane Wade cannot be wearing that number 9. We're going to put him in the number 3 jersey. In the offseason, the Bulls were able to get Jalen Duren, who's up to a 90, and the Warriors look rough. Jimmy Butler's still injured for another 4 to 6 months. They have Hartenstein and Tim Hardaway Jr. on their roster now. They have the other D-Wade, but with Patrick Beverley being a 71, he's probably not getting minutes over any of these guys. Cade Cunningham's gonna average 37 points a game to win the MVP. Darren Peterson wins the Rookie of the Year, and Dwyane Wade's gonna finish second in the Rookie of the Year race, averaging 19 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists with a steal and a half and a block and a half. And as for Patrick Beverley, better luck for him next season, but his team can still win a championship, because the Warriors are sitting at the 6th seed, meanwhile the Bulls are the 3 seed. In round 1, the Bulls have to face this pretty good looking Hawks team, and of course the Warriors have to play the Thunder. And this is not a good look for the Bulls. They are blowing this series. They're gonna blow the Hawks out in game 5. Can they force a game 7? They can. And out west, let's see if the Warriors can force a game 7. They can. And honestly, I don't even think it was because of Steph Curry or Jimmy Butler. I think it was because of the GOAT cheerleader Patrick Beverley. But since he's not playing, I'm not even gonna simcast. We're just gonna sim the game and they get eliminated. They should have played Pat Bev. Maybe they would have won. Now we get to see how that potential is gonna work out for Dwyane Wade. He's up to an 88 already. And as for Patrick Beverley, hopefully he can actually get minutes this season. The Warriors have nobody on their team, but he's up to a 76. So the Warriors look terrible after Steph Curry retired, and now Patrick Beverley is so close to being the best point guard on their roster. Also, the Bulls signed Nick Nurse. I don't know how much coaches help in 2K, but hopefully this can help Dwyane Wade win a championship. Never mind, they decided to start Patrick Beverley over Scottie Pippen Jr. Jokic is gonna win the MVP. He's on Cade's team now. Ja's on the 76ers, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised the Pistons aren't better with Jokic and Cade. Dwyane Wade's gonna make his first All-NBA team in just his 2nd season, averaging 24 points and 9 assists a game. And as for Patrick Beverley, in his first season getting real minutes, he put up 14 points, 3 boards, and 5 assists a game. Also, the Warriors somehow have Jaren now. Oh, they traded him for Moses Moody, and they had Jordan Poole back on the team. As for seeding, the Warriors aren't even gonna make the play-in, and the Bulls are in the play-in at least, but they're not a playoff team anymore. I had a feeling the Warriors would be bad after losing Curry. I did not think the Bulls wouldn't even make it out of the play-in though. On paper, they literally look better with Duren better, Wade better, and Giddey getting better. But on to season 3, a run for a championship should be a lot easier now because Dwyane Wade's up to a 92, and they have 3 90 overalls on the team. I don't know how they got Ricochet from the Hawks. Last season, Patrick Beverley was a 77, and this season he's all the way up to an 82. He's their 2nd best player. Jokic wins back-to-back MVPs. Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid's gonna win the Rookie of the Year. And Dwyane Wade's gonna make the All-NBA first team, putting up 25 points and 10 assists a game. Kinda weird, he's a good 3-point shooter in this universe. And as for Patrick Beverley, he's up to 17 points and 6 assists a game. The Warriors are a play-in team though, and the Bulls are back to being the 3rd seed. Let's see if the Warriors even make it out of the play-in. They don't. And in the first round, the Bulls have to play the Cavs with no Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell left for the Lakers. And once again, the Bulls are an insanely fraudulent 3 seed. They're gonna win game 5, but they lose in 6. So either team has yet to make it out of the first round. But on the bright side, Dwyane Wade's up to a 95, and Patrick Beverley's up to an 88. He's the best player on the team. Jokic just won his 3rd MVP in a row. Jaren's gonna win the Clutch Player of the Year, averaging 27 points a game. Luka's on the Kings now. Dwyane Wade is still on the All-NBA first team, putting up 27 points and 11 assists a game. Meanwhile, Patrick Beverley has yet to make an All-NBA team, but he's up to 20 points and 7 assists a game. And his field goal percentage went up like crazy. And this has been a rough start to both their careers so far. The Warriors aren't even gonna make the playoffs or the play-in, and the Bulls are a play-in team. Let's see if they can make it out. They can. And in the first round, the Bulls have to go up against VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey. And none of our teams have made it out of the first round yet, and that's not gonna change. If we hop into free agency, Dwyane Wade and Patrick Beverley are both free agents, but they are both restricted, so they're probably gonna stay. But moment of truth, if we take a look at player progression, Dwyane Wade's gonna stay. He's up to a 97, and Jalen Duren's gone. And for the Warriors, Patrick Beverley also stays. He's a 92, and Jaren Jackson Jr.'s gone. Okay, this this is crazy. Pistons players have won the MVP the last 5 seasons. I didn't even realize Josh Giddey's not on the Bulls anymore. He's a 6th man for the Hornets now. And Anthony Edwards is on the Suns. Dwyane Wade's gonna finish 3rd in MVP this season, averaging 27, 5, and 10. Patrick Beverley still doesn't make an All-NBA team, but he's up to 22 points and 7 assists per game. He's gonna continue to get better, but as for the Warriors, they're not in the play-in once again. And the Bulls aren't a playoff team. This is going terribly. They're not gonna be in the play-in either. At least Dwyane Wade's up to a 98, but the rest of the team needs to get it done. They actually look really good with 4 people 89 overall or better. And Patrick Beverley's gonna slow down getting better. He's only up to a 93, but he finally has another 90 overall on the team. The Bulls have Jason Kidd now. They are just running through coaches. He did win Coach of the Year with the Sixers last year, so that's a good sign. Finally, a Pistons player is not gonna win the MVP. Luka's on the Heat now, and Dwyane Wade's gonna drop to the All-NBA second team, but he still put up 24 points and 9 assists a game. Pat Bev still hasn't made an All-NBA team, even at a 93 overall, but this season he's up to 23 points and 7 assists a game. So he's getting better little by little. And the Warriors are also getting better. They're up to the 5 seed now. Meanwhile, the Bulls are the 1 seed. That's crazy because last season they were sitting at the 11th seed. In the first round, the Warriors have to play the Pelicans led by Jeremiah Fears. Meanwhile, the Bulls have to play the Bucks led by Amen Thompson and an older Giannis. And this is not a good look for the Warriors. They're down 3-2. They're gonna force a game 7. And out east, let's see if the Bulls can make it out in 6. They can. It took Dwyane Wade 6 years to win his first playoff series, and unfortunately for Pat Bev, it's gonna take even longer. He put up 24, 10, and 13 with 2 steals and 3 blocks. He shot amazing too. But Yaxel shot them out of the game. 9 for 25 is crazy. Round 2, the Bulls have to face the Hawks with Finals MVP Jalen Johnson. He won it a couple years back, and the Bulls are such a pathetic team. They were just up 2-0. Now they're down 2-3. They force a game 7, and if they win, they get to play a 6-seeded Heat team. But they are gonna absolutely blow it. This was a free chance to make the finals. That is insane. They got blown out. Dwyane Wade only had 16 points. Watch the Hawks make the finals. Yeah, they're gonna sweep the Heat, and they lose in 7. The Suns just had a 5 seed take them to 7. The Bulls could have beat the Suns. Dwyane Wade and Patrick Beverley aren't getting better anymore. Jay's gonna win back-to-back MVPs. Luka's gonna win back-to-back 6 Man of the Year. I think this is his 3rd one of his career. Dwyane Wade's on the All-NBA second team, averaging 22 and 10. Ja Morant is back on the Grizzlies. And I didn't even realize Patrick Beverley's also on the All-NBA second team. He's up to 26 points and 8 assists a game. The Warriors are sitting at the 4 seed, and the Bulls are the 1 seed in back-to-back seasons. Round 1, the Warriors have to face the Pelicans. They have AJ DeBonsa now. They might have had him before, but I just didn't realize. And the Bulls have to play the Pistons, who are pretty bad now, even with Cade and Jokic. Okay, never mind. The Pistons are gonna win game 1. The Bulls tie the series up, but out west, the Warriors are having trouble. They are down 3-0, and they're gonna get swept. Let's hope the Bulls can at least pull this off. They're gonna take a 3-1 lead over the Pistons. They can't make it out in 5 or 6, but thank goodness they're gonna blow out the Pistons to make it out in 7. And that's thanks to 28, 7, and 8 from Dwyane Wade. He also had a steal and 5 blocks. On to round 2, they have to face the 5-seeded Raptors. They actually look really well-rounded, and this might be like last season. The Bulls were just up 2-0. We have a 2-2 series. They're gonna blow out the Raptors in game 5. They can't make it out in 6. But in back-to-back game 7s, the Bulls are gonna absolutely lock in, and now they're on to the conference finals. Dwyane Wade almost had a 20-20 game, and now they have to play the Cavs led by Evan Mobley. I just want to see one of our guys win a championship at this point. The Cavs are gonna take game 1. Bulls tie the series up at 2. Game 3 goes to the Cavs. And yeah, the Bulls are just frauds. Down 3-1. They're going to get eliminated. And here's the time where Patrick Beverley might leave. He is a free agent again, but this time he's unrestricted. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade still has 1 more year on his deal. Moment of truth. Let's see if Patrick Beverley left, and he got replaced by Anthony Edwards. But now the question is, where did he go? We're going to filter to point guards. Let's find Patrick Beverley, and he's on the Clippers. That's fitting because that's probably the team he's known most for in his NBA career. The rest of the roster looks pretty decent, but nothing crazy. Darren Peterson's gonna win the MVP. He's on the Suns now. Luka's about to become the best 6 man of all time. And Dwyane Wade's gonna win the Cup MVP. This season he finished 3rd in the MVP race, putting up 25 points and 11 assists. Meanwhile, Pat Bev's gonna miss out on the All-NBA team. He's down to 22 points and 6 assists a game. Also, the Clippers are terrible. They don't even make the play-in or the playoffs, and the Bulls are the 1st seed for the 3rd straight season. Let's see if they can actually do something, though. I'm just gonna sim the first round. They make it out in 6. And in round 2, they have to play the Heat. They don't have a good center, but everyone else looks good. Here goes nothing. Game 1, the Heat are gonna take, because of course they do. Game 2 goes to the Bulls. Game 3 goes to the Bulls. Game 4 goes to the Bulls. And they're gonna make it out in 5. But now they have a rematch against the Cavs, who have Jaylen Brown and Kel'el Ware now. I don't think they had either of them before. I really just only remember Evan Mobley. Okay, the Bulls are at least gonna tie it up in game 2. Game 3 goes to the Cavs. The Bulls tie it up again. And with less than 2 minutes to go in game 5, we finally have a game that's close enough for us to hop into. We have a lot of auto-generated players though, so now we have Barnes making his way into the paint, and he's gonna make the layup. Here we go, D-Wade. Let's see what he can do. He's in a drive. He almost almost gets stopped. I don't know why he passed out of that. And I don't know what this offense is either. They're going to find him. He swings it to Ricochet. The wing three is good. I don't know how that rolled in. That looked like it was going to miss. Now we have Barnes attacking the paint, and his layup's good again. Here we go. Dwyane Wade. Let's see if he can lead the Bulls. He's going to use the screen. He throws it down low to whatever that name is. That was a long name. And now we have a 1-point game. Let's see if Barnes can get stopped this time, bro. He's going to get a wide open layup. This one's not over yet. The Bulls still have plenty of time. They're going to go down low to Thomas Sorber. He's going to find Ricochet to Barber. Dwyane Wade is just sitting in the corner. They're not going to use him. Instead, they swing it to Sorber again. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. This offense is terrible, but they find Ricochet wide open, and he knocks down another three. So now we're all tied up with under 30 seconds to go. Barnes keeps driving on every single play. We have not been able to stop him yet, and the Bulls finally get their stop. So now they can potentially get the last shot here. 93% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. They're going to chew out the clock. 6 seconds to go. It looks like they're going to find Dwyane Wade. They do. He's in the post. He's in a spin, and he gets an open layup with 0.5 to go. But the Cavs can still get a shot off here. They're going to inbound it. Oh my gosh. I don't think he got that off in time. He missed anyway, and the Bulls take a 3-2 lead. And Dwyane Wade put the team on his back. Let's just get out of here. Game 6. The Bulls are going to win. So now we have Dwyane Wade against Darren Peterson, two of the best shooting guards in the league who were in the same draft class. Let's take it game by game. Game 1 is going to go to the Suns. They win by 16. Game 2, the Bulls win by 9. Game 3, they win by 12. And the Suns tie it up in Game 4. But in Game 5, the Bulls are going to lock in. They're going to win every single quarter. And Dwyane Wade went off again. And in Game 6, even though the Bulls were down 13 at halftime, they're going to beat the Suns to win Dwyane Wade a championship. But he's only halfway to his goal of 2 championships. And even after winning a championship with the Bulls, Dwyane Wade is gone. He's going to pull a Kawhi Leonard, and now he's on the Grizzlies. So now we get to see one of the most athletic backcourts ever with Dwyane Wade and Ja Morant. Darren Peterson's going to win back-to-back MVPs. Ja's going to win the Clutch Player of the Year. And of course, the Bulls are still great without Dwyane Wade. He's going to finish second in the MVP race, though. And this season, he averaged 26 points and 9 assists a game. And as for Pat Bev, he doesn't make any All-NBA teams, but he averages 23 and 7. The Clippers are a play-in team. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies are the 5th seed. They could potentially play each other in the second round, but the Clippers don't even make it out. And in round 1, Dwyane Wade has to not only face Cameron Boozer, but his former teammate Jalen Duren. Here goes nothing. Game 1's gonna go to the Grizzlies. They actually steal it. Game 2, the Lakers take. Game 3, the Lakers also take. Game 4, the Grizzlies tie it up. And it looks like we have another close Game 5. That is Bam wearing number 35 inbounding it. That is nasty that he's wearing that number. He's gonna go up with the layup, and Dwyane Wade gets the stop. He's gonna find Ja on the break with the cross. He's gonna throw it down low to Edwards, who almost runs out of bounds. They're gonna go back to D Wade. He could have had an open 3. Instead, he's gonna wait for the screen. Bam trying to lock up D Wade. D Wade with the behind the back, kicks it to Edwards, to Ja. The 3 with just 3 seconds to go. He knocks it down. That is huge with the shot clock running out. Also, Bam is running their shooting guard. They just have straight bigs in the game. I don't know what is going on. Bam's gonna take the Euro step layup. It's good. This is so weird. Bam at their 2 is crazy. Dwyane Wade with the Euro. He kicks it out to LeBaron Philon, and his corner 3 is gonna miss. This Lakers lineup is actually overpowered. I hope we get a stoppage of play so they actually sub in some short guys. They're just gonna cheese. This big man's gonna shoot it. He's gonna miss it, and we actually get the board. Ja's gonna find D Wade on the break. He's gonna find Edwards wide open, and the Grizzlies go up 3. That is big here in Game 5 with the series tied. They're gonna go to Boozer, bro. These big man lineups are crazy, and we're all tied up. I just hope Dwyane Wade can take advantage of this mismatch. He's not going to pull the 3. He got by Bam. I don't know why he passed out of that. And now with just 6 seconds to go on the shot clock, they find LeBaron Philon. His 3's off. The Lakers are going to sub out all the big guys a little too late. And now with just 7 seconds to go, the Lakers could take the lead right here. They're going to find Cason Wallace to Saint Superi, and his layup is good. But the Grizzlies still have 1.6 seconds on the clock. They're going to find Dwyane Wade for the mid-range over Cason Wallace, and he forces overtime. And in overtime, the Lakers were running away with it. The Grizzlies just made a 3 to make it a 2-point game, and now we're back to a 4-point game. But the Grizzlies still do have time here. I don't know what this offense is. They're going to kick it out to Ja. 19 seconds to go. He's getting stopped. They should find Dwyane Wade, but instead, Ja's going to keep trying to attack the paint. He finds Edwards, the open 3. It's good. But now they need to foul. Hopefully, we get one missed free throw. He's going to make the first, and now his second free throw is going to miss. That is huge. So the Grizzlies have time here. They don't need to necessarily force a 3. And Dwyane Wade's going to chew out the clock. I kind of don't like that with the cross. He's going to kick it to Edwards in the corner. He's going to have to shoot the 3 over Boozer, and it's good. And with just 0.2 seconds on the clock, the Lakers can't get a shot off, and the Grizzlies take a 3-2 lead. Thank you, Dwyane Wade. Him and Ja and this Edwards guy all went off. I can't believe we're sweating this hard hard in the first round as the Grizzlies make it out in 6. But now things are about to get rough as they have to face the 1 seed. And at this point in Wemby's career, he's 31 years old, he's a 2-time champion and finals MVP, and he's won 9 Defensive Player of the Years in a row. So I'm not looking forward to that here in Game 1. The Grizzlies are gonna lose. Game 2, they lose again. Game 3, they lose again, and they're gonna get swept. Darren Peterson wins his 3rd MVP in a row, and Dwyane Wade's gonna finish 3rd in the MVP race, averaging a career-high 29 points a game. Meanwhile, Pat Bev doesn't make any All-NBA team, averaging 23 and 7 again. We're back to both teams being bad. The Grizzlies are not gonna make it out of the play-in, and the Clippers are not even in the play-in or the playoffs. So that takes us on to season 11, where Patrick Beverley is a free agent. Let's see if he ended up re-signing with the Clippers, and he didn't. He's down to a 90 overall, and his new team, bro, he's back on the Warriors. He left for 3 years just to come back. Wemby's gonna win the MVP. That is kind of crazy because with a day to go, Dwyane Wade was the favorite. Wow, he's gonna finish 2nd in MVP. He really got robbed. He averaged 33, 5, and 9. Pat Bev is on the All-NBA 2nd team all of a sudden, averaging a career-high 27 points a game. But I mean, the only reason he was scoring that much is because the Warriors finished with 24 wins. In the first round, the Grizzlies have to face Wemby, and they're gonna get swept. I just simmed it because I had a feeling that was gonna happen, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, the Bulls are back in the finals. They are gonna lose. That does make me feel better. Dwyane Wade's gonna finish 2nd in MVP again, averaging 30 points and 10 assists a game. And that's because the MVP put up 35 points a game. Pat Bev's at least on the All-NBA 3rd team. This season, he put up 24 and 7. The Warriors are a play-in team. Let's see if they can make it out. They can't. And the Grizzlies are sitting at the 6th seed. If they make it out of the first round, I'll take it game by game, but they lose in 6. On the bright side, Dwyane Wade is a free agent. I really hope he leaves and goes to a good team. Okay, he is gonna leave the Grizzlies, but the question is, what team did he go to? He went to the Timberwolves. But now we have to check if they're good. Yeah, last season, they were not a play-in team. They were the 12th seed. I mean, at least they have another 90 overall, but after that, the team falls off hard. Darren Peterson wins another MVP, this time on the Knicks. Dwyane Wade's gonna win the Defensive Player of the Year over Wemby, averaging 29 points, 10 assists, 2 steals, and a block and a half. And once again, he finishes 2nd in MVP. Pat Bev's not gonna make a single All-NBA team. He's all the way down to 21 points a game. And nice, both of the teams are terrible. They're playing each other in the play-in game. I mean, I may as well simcast. And this one is almost close enough to hop into, but not quite, as the Timberwolves are gonna eliminate the Warriors. Patrick Beverley had 22, and for the Wolves, Dwyane Wade also had 22. But now let's see if the Timberwolves can fully make it out of the play-in and beat the Lakers, and they can't. At least Patrick Beverley's a free agent. I just hope he doesn't re-sign with the Warriors because they are absolutely terrible, and he's off the Warriors. Moment of truth, let's filter to point guards. Wait, did he retire? Oh no, he's just under a 91 overall. Patrick Beverley is on the Nuggets. And nice, the Nuggets have this guy who's a 93. They have 285s, and after that, the team falls off. And last year, they were the worst team in the West. I don't get why Patrick Beverley and Dwyane Wade keep going to bad teams. Darren Peterson is still going crazy. Watch Dwyane Wade be 2nd in MVP. Yep, again. He's gonna average 29, 6, and 8. And Patrick Beverley's on the All-NBA 2nd team, putting up a career-high 28 points a game. The Nuggets are sitting at the 10th seed. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are the 4th seed. I'm not expecting the Nuggets to make it out, and they don't. And in round 1, Dwyane Wade has to go up against the guy that stole MVP from him. At this point, they just have straight auto-generated players on their team, so I'm gonna sim and they're gonna lose in 6. I don't know how an 8-seeded Suns team made it to the finals. They're gonna get swept. Dwyane Wade's all of a sudden gonna drop to the All-NBA 2nd team, averaging 26 points a game, and Patrick Beverley is above him, averaging a career-high 31. But in terms of championships, I don't know if either of them are gonna win it this season. The Nuggets can't make it out of the play-in, and the Timberwolves can't make it out of the first round. But this is Dwyane Wade's chance. He is a free agent again. I just hope he actually signs to a good team this time, and he's gonna re-sign with the Timberwolves. At the trade deadline, the Nuggets are just 1 game over 500 to the 6th seed, and the Timberwolves are the 8th seed. So I'm gonna take matters into my own hands and trade Patrick Beverley and Dwyane Wade to good teams. This is fitting. We get to trade Dwyane Wade to the Heat. We did trade Dwyane Wade for 2 87 overalls, but they still have an 88 and an 87 with other people in the 80s. And then for Patrick Beverley, the best team he can go to is the Raptors. And then Patrick Beverley has a stacked team. He's the 4th best player on the team. And they're also the top 2 teams in the East. Dwyane Wade is finally gonna win an MVP, averaging 29, 5, and 9. At the age of 35 is crazy. And Pat Bev's on the All-NBA 2nd team with the Raptors, averaging 28 points a game. Let's see where they finished in terms of seeding. The Heat dropped down to the 2 seed and the Raptors are the 3 seed. I'm just gonna sim the first round. They should both win and play each other in the 2nd round. They're both going to. So now we finally get to see Dwyane Wade go up against Pat Bev. In game 1, it's not gonna be close enough to hop in. The Raptors just had an insane comeback. Dwyane Wade only put up 16 points. Meanwhile, Pat Bev had 36. Game 2, we also have one that's close, but it's not close enough. The Heat are gonna take this one. And Dwyane Wade needs to lock in. He only had 16 again. Meanwhile, Pat Bev dropped 35. Game 3's not close, so the Raptors are gonna take a 2-1 lead. Dwyane Wade put up up 30 in the loss, and Pat Bev had 27. He shot terrible from the field. He was a free throw merchant this game. And I thought the Heat were going to take game 4, but the Raptors have another comeback. Their third quarter was insane as they take a 3-1 lead. The Heat really should have tied up the series there. Dwyane Wade played good, but Pat Bev played even better. And in game 5, the Heat did whatever the opposite of lock-in is, and the Raptors are going to beat them in 5. And in the conference finals, they have to play Darren Peterson and the Knicks. That's not ideal, especially because they almost played an 8 seed. But here goes nothing. Game 1, the Raptors are actually going to take. Game 2, the Knicks take by 15. Game 3 goes to the Raptors by just 6 points. They also take game 4, and they move on to the finals. So Patrick Beverley has a chance to tie Dwyane Wade in championships right here. Game 1, the Raptors are playing really bad on offense. They don't even put up 90 points. Pat Bev had 14. He also shot terrible again. And 2 people on the Rockets put up 30. But in game 2, the Raptors can tie the series right here. All they have to do is hold this lead for a minute and a half. Pat Bev is getting clamped up. I don't know what he's trying to do, but it's not pretty. He's going to kick it out to Booth, to Stewart with 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Stewart gets a wide open 3, and he just barely misses. The Rockets find a good fast break opportunity here. They're going to find Taylor for the dunk, and we have a 1-point game. Pat Bev has a really big dude on him. I think they're running an all-big lineup like the Lakers were last time we hopped into a game, and Pat Bev smokes the layup. That's not great, especially because he's probably going to get cooked here. Samuel's on the drive. He's so much bigger than Patrick Beverley. He's still trying to make his way into the paint, not giving up. He's getting clamped up. He's going to kick it out to Shepard, to Marshall, to Taylor. They're just swinging the ball around. Caffey's probably going to have to chuck up the contested 3, and he's going to miss it. The Raptors aren't going to capitalize on the break. Instead, they're going to chew out the shot clock. They find Pat Bev in the corner, struggling to make his way into the paint. Now he's also going to chew the shot clock out. He's going to wait for the screen. He ends up pulling the mid-range, and he knocks it down. Rockets have 15 seconds here, down 3. They have no timeouts. Caffey bringing up the balls, and to find Marshall for the open 3, and he's going to miss it. And the Raptors' free throws ended up being the dagger as they're going to tie the series up at 1. In game 3, that third quarter was rough. The Raptors are going to go down 2-1. Pat Bev only put up 17. And in game 4, we have another rough one. The Raptors just made it a 4-point game. We'll hop in if they make it 3. They made it a 2-point game. All they have to do is lock up for 2 possessions here with just 40 seconds to go. Samuels is going to use the screen. He gets an open 3. He's going to miss it, and the Raptors get the board. Sims is going to slow down the break. He finds Pat Bev, and Pat Bev gets a turnover. That timing was terrible. Now the Rockets could chew out the shot clock, and that's exactly what they're going to do. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Samuels is getting clamped up. He's going to go up with the floater, and he knocks it down. So unless the Raptors hit a big shot here, the Rockets are going to take a 3-1 lead. I don't know what that play call was. They're not even going to get a shot off, and the Rockets go up 3-1. And in game 5, this one is over by halftime. The Raptors are just playing absolutely terrible as Pat Bev is going to lose in the NBA Finals. Back at the trade deadline, Pat Bev and the Raptors are the 1 seed. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade and the Heat are down to the 7th seed. So we're going to pull a James Harden. We're putting him in the trade finder and trading him to the best team. So the best team in the league is the Rockets. Let's see if they have a trade offer. They don't. The Raptors do, though, which is kind of funny. The next best team is the Pacers. They don't have an offer for him. Next, we have the Hawks, who should be down here. And we're going to trade Dwyane Wade to the Hawks now. And this team is good. Dwyane Wade gets to play with a 99 overall who's been averaging 29 and 12. The 99 overall is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. And the Raptors are going to win 68 games. Pat Bev is going to win the Cup MVP. That's kind of big. Hopefully that means they should be able to win the championship. Dwyane Wade sitting on the All-NBA second team averaging 23. And Pat Bev's not going to make a single All-NBA team. He's down to 24 points and 8 assists a game. As for seeding, the Raptors are the 1st seed. The Hawks are down to the 4th seed. Actually, I'm tripping. They might have been the 4th seed before. I don't really remember. But anyway, they have to face the Wizards in the 1st round. And Pat Bev has to go up against Cooper Flagg. Well, the Hawks are selling down 3-1. They're going to get eliminated. So let's see if the Raptors can beat this Wizards team, and they can't. Both Dwyane Wade and Pat Bev got taken out by the Wizards, who are going to make the finals. They're going to lose at least. But Pat Bev is running out of time to catch Dwyane Wade. He's down to an 84 overall. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade's down to an 89. Dwyane Wade's teammate's going to win the MVP. And finally, we don't have to trade either of our guys at the deadline. Dwyane Wade's going to make the All-NBA second team averaging 24 and 10. And Pat Bev once again doesn't make an All-NBA team. He's down to 21 points and 7 assists a game. And the reason I didn't trade either of them is because they sit at the 3 and 2 seed. So let's see if we can get another second round matchup. We can. And in game 1, we already have a close one. Christopher's not going to take the open 3 for some reason, but he's going to drive to the paint, get an open layup, and he's going to put the Raptors up 4. Dwyane Wade's going to try to score right back on him. He's going to drive. He passes out. Edwards gets a wide open mid-range, and he knocks it down. Pat Bev's unfortunately not in the game because he fouled out, but Christopher's going to take it in himself and make another layup. At this point in his career, Pat Bev's like the 5th best player on the team, so the Raptors can definitely win without him, and Dwyane Wade's going to break the mid-range. That's not ideal, especially this late into the game. They're going to send the double to Christopher. They end up finding Stewart wide open, and he's going to knock down the dagger. So game 1's going to go to the Raptors, even with Pat Bev fouling out. In game 2, this one was close at halftime, but the Raptors had an amazing second half to take a 2-0 lead. This time, Pat Bev actually played good with 21 points and 12 assists. The series might be over game 3. I'm just gonna sim. The Hawks are gonna win by 16. The Raptors take game 4 by just 2 points. They're not gonna make it out in 5, but they're gonna make it out in 6. So in the conference finals, the Raptors have to face the 1 seed Pacers, who are gonna take the first 2 games of the series. Game 3, the Raptors blow out the Pacers. They're going to tie the series up. Game 5 also goes to the Raptors, but they can't make it out in 6. And they also can't make it out in 7. Whoa. Okay, they made that game close at the end, but not close enough. They had a terrible second quarter. They could have had their rematch against the Rockets, as the Rockets win in 7. Dwyane Wade's teammate's going to win another MVP, and the Hawks are going to win 70 games. Dwyane Wade's still on the All-NBA second team at 38 years old, averaging 24 and 10. And as for Pat Bev, he's down to an 82 overall, but still averaging 21 and 8. So we saw before, the Hawks are the 1 seed and the Raptors are the 3 seed. So we're gonna have to get a conference finals matchup for them to be able to meet in round 1. The Raptors just barely make it out in 7. Round 2, we're gonna take this one game by game. The Raptors are gonna take game 1 against the Pacers. They lose game 2. Game 3 goes to the Pacers. Game 4 goes to the Raptors. And in game 5, with a chance to go up 3-2 in the series, the Raptors are down by 1 with 2 minutes to go. Pat Bev is gonna use the screen. He doesn't get a 3 off of it. He also can't find the pass into the paint, but he's gonna kick it out to Turner on the 3. Turner's gonna pull the jumper and he knocks it down for the lead. Now we just need Pat Bev to lock up on defense here. That defense was very rough, but this guy's gonna hit the side of the backboard. Price gets left open. I don't know what kind of defense that was. So Pat Bev's gonna need to help the Raptors retake the lead. He's gonna force up the layup and he's fouled. And that other guy's gonna foul out. That is great. Pat Bev's gonna tie the game with his first free throw and take the lead with his second. So the Pacers have a new point guard in the game now. Let's see if Pat Bev can clip him up. How is that a foul? And Pat Bev fouled out. That is terrible timing. The Pacers are gonna knock down their first free throw, and to regain the lead over the Raptors, their second one's good. So the Raptors have to win it here without Pat Bev. Christopher, he just bodied his man and passed out. I don't know what type of play that was, but it worked. Bro just pulled a Ben Simmons. He's lucky he got an open layup after all that. And now we have Jefferson finding Price. He's gonna knock down the 3. This one's not over yet. Christopher on the drive is gonna take the spin layup and he misses it. I don't know why he forced that up. They could have gotten a better shot there. Now Jefferson's trying to attack the paint here with 25 seconds to go. He's gonna kick it out to Price. 9 seconds on the shot clock. They find Hammonds to Jefferson from the top of the key. His 3's off. So the Raptors have 1 timeout left. They're not going to use it. Instead, they're just going to chew out the clock. Christopher, please don't sell us here on the drive. He's going to pass out again after bodying his guy. I don't know what is up with him. Stewart's going to have to force up the layup. He's blocked and the game is over. I don't know why they didn't use a timeout or why he passed out of the layup again. Pat Bev carried the team. It's a shame that he fouled out. But in game 6, the Raptors are fighting to stay alive in the series. They just need to hold this lead for 2 more minutes. Pat Bev's going to wait for the screen. It's not a very good one, but he kicks it out to Turner, who gets left wide open, and his 3's good. That is a huge shot to put the Raptors up 5. Let's see if they can get a stop here. They're gonna go to Lowry in the post. He finds Pollard left wide open, but he's gonna miss. And that is a huge miss. He could have made it a 2-point game, but now we have Pat Bev on the other end, wasting the clock. He's gonna throw it down low to Turner with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Turner's gonna be forced up to go up over the double team, and he makes the shot. And that shot ended up being the dagger, as the Raptors are gonna force a game 7. Once again, Pat Bev led the team in scoring. In game 7, we have our 3rd close game in a row. The Raptors are just barely getting... They're not going to get the rebound. They just somehow did not get the rebound there. All they have to do is hold this lead for a minute and a half, and they're off to a pretty bad start. Okay, why did we force up that shot? I don't know what is going on the break. The Pacers get an open corner 3. They're going to miss. Please tell me it's Raptors ball. Thank you. And Pat Bev isn't going to get subbed into the game. He must have fouled out. Christopher's going to pass out of yet another layup. Are we surprised? At least they get a 3 out of it. 1 minute to go. Why did they go for the steal? They just let him get the open layup. That was great help defense, though. So now with a 4-point lead and 50 seconds to go, the Raptors almost get a turnover with that terrible pass. Bennett's going to use the screen and pull a crazy shot. I don't know what is happening this game. This is so weird. The Pacers just get an open layup now. The Raptors should have been up by at least 6 at this point, but this game is just very weird. Christopher's actually going to take the layup this time, and it's good. So the Pacers are running low on time. They're going to inbound it to Price. I don't know why they're taking their sweet time. Waters isn't going to pull the 3. 17 seconds to go. I don't know what they're trying to cook. 14 seconds, they finally get a 3, and they're gonna make it. So now the Raptors just have to knock down both of these. Christopher's gonna make his first free throw, and his second one's good as well. Pacers can tie it up here with a 3. 11 seconds to bring the ball up the court. They're gonna pull the deep 3, but it is open. It's in and out. They get another chance. 3 seconds left. They pull from deep, and they make it this time. The Raptors have had so many chances to close this one out. 2 seconds to go. Sims on the inbound. He's gonna find Christopher. I don't know why he faked the first shot, and he's gonna make it to end this series. All all without Pat Bev, who fouled out in 13 minutes. So the Raptors move on to the finals, but the Hawks are on the verge of blowing a 3-1 lead. Okay, the Hawks did lock in that first, third, and fourth quarter. Dwyane Wade had 34 and 8. So in the conference finals, we get another matchup of D Wade versus Pat Bev. Game 1's not close enough. The Hawks are going to take it. Pat Bev had 27 in the loss. Edwards had 36 and D Wade had 24 though. But in game 2, the Hawks are on the verge of blowing a 25-point lead. They do have the ball at least, but Dwyane Wade is not in the game. I wonder if he fouled out. But they can still go down low to Edwards. He's going to go into the post. He should be able to cook here. I don't know what type of shot that was, but he scores. 1.5 minutes to go. Pat Bev is also not in the game. Bennett is going to take the floater. It's open and it's good. The Hawks are going to go down low to Edwards again. He takes another post fade, and this time he's going to miss it, and they can't get the rebound. On the break though, the Raptors could get something here. This guy's going to get doubled. I don't know what that fast break was. Bennett's going to take a post fade, and it's going to miss. I don't know what that was. On the other end, we have Tafkar driving. He's going to body his defender and give the Hawks a 5-point lead. So the Raptors need to score here with not much time left on the clock, down 5. They definitely don't need a 3, but they should take one. They're going to take a 2 instead. Of course, the Hawks knock down both free throws. The Raptors have no timeouts. 15 seconds left. Bennett is going to snatch back. He kicks it out to Sims for the deep 3, and he knocks it down. One missed free throw is all they need. Hickson's going to knock down the first one, and his second free throw is good. The Raptors only have 10 seconds to pull something off here, down 4. Christopher's going to bring up the ball. He kicks it to Sims for another 3. He's going to miss, and the Hawks take a 2-0 lead. I genuinely don't know if the Raptors have a chance anymore. They're going to take game 3 by 5, and they're going to tie the series up. So back to Simcast we go. The Hawks are going to take a 3-2 lead. They had an amazing fourth quarter. They had 4 people put up 23 points or more. But in game 6, the Raptors are keeping it close, but they're going to run out of gas as the Hawks eliminate them. Edwards and Dwyane Wade are just a crazy duo. So they're going to move on to the finals, and they're going to play the Clippers. The Rockets just blew a 3-2 lead. Here goes nothing to take a 2-0 lead over Pat Bev. The Hawks are going to win game 1 and 2. Game 3 is going to go to the Clippers. Game 4 is going to go to the Hawks. And in game 5, the Hawks are going to blow out the Clippers to win Dwyane Wade his second championship. So Dwyane Wade's not only going to beat Patrick Beverley in the challenge, but he's going to make him retire. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to see me swap Trae Young and Patrick Beverley's careers, click the video on the screen right now.